Hello, everyone. It is late back in Knoxville, but we are here. We won't. I don't even know if anybody will make it, but y'all can watch it later. I don't think Alexis is going to make it. I may be the only one still awake. Well, Alexis is probably working, but wins don't have to be pretty. You just want to come out with one. And Tennessee stayed perfect in the SEC. Started out 5-0 now, got the 65-51 win over Vanderbilt. I'm checking the stat and make sure I got the right score. Yes, I did. Let's see. Somebody, look at y'all. Look at all these people staying up. Caroline's up and Karen's up. Valerie's up and Amanda's up. Karen loves the grit. Yeah, this is always a game you circle, not only because these two teams are rivals, but the other thing is that is a late tip, and you are sitting around literally all day long waiting to play, and that is not easy. Absolutely not easy on anyone. I promise. It is. It's not easy on fans, for that matter. It's not easy on the team, to say the least, but that's going to happen sometimes. It can very well happen in postseason. So it's if for Tennessee, you got to get used to these odd tips. Obviously, they've had other tips that were at noon on these road games. So this one was a challenge. Jordan Horston pretty much had to stay in the game. She just was the difference maker for Tennessee. She played 33 minutes. Vanderbilt is not going to go away. You saw that. Kelly was trying to get to her bench, and she did. She got a lot of people in, but, I mean, Vanderbilt, they didn't even let Tennessee dribble it out. They absolutely fought to the last second. So that is it's always a great rivalry, and it's going to get probably even better. Ann Moore said Horston was tough. She was. Let's look at her stats. She got one more block than she really had. Horston had 16 points, 13 rebounds, 5 assists. She was credited with 4 blocks, but she really had 3. The opening block of the game, that was given to her. It was Tamari's block, and Tamari said she wasn't going to ask for it back. That Jordan earned it. So Tamari also had several blocks of her own. Jordan's double block. If you didn't watch the game, or you taped it, or you want to look back at it later, tape is a very dated term. I realize people stream or DVR now, but she had a double block, which was on one possession, which was just fun to watch, to watch how much court she can cover and how well she tracks the ball. Valerie said Vandy's D is tenacious. It is. They've got that trap timed, and they disrupted Tennessee's guards. It was a challenge to initiate the offense, and they changed the alignment a little bit. I noticed that Horston was in the middle, some of it more, and directing a little bit of traffic. She's a bigger guard, obviously, and a bigger guard is a little bit sometimes easier to trap because they're not as mobile, but Jordan certainly is. So just shout out to Jordan Horston and to everybody. I mean, that was you had to grind that one out and keep grinding. And even though you got that big lead, just realize Vandy is going to make it hard for you to finish out the game. They're a team that's going to fight. So, like it was said earlier in here, a win is a win. Tennessee is now 16-1, 5-0 in the conference, and will have a bus ride back home. So they will get home sometime around 3 o'clock in the morning. Probably won't even be able to get their heads on the pillows and they're back in their dorm until about 3:30, 4 a.m. So thank goodness they're out of class. I'm trying to imagine 3 hours sleep and you got to get up and you got to be in an 8 a.m. class, but they are still out of class, so they don't have to go early in the morning, but they got to get ready for Kentucky. Kentucky was idle tonight because Mississippi State game had to be postponed for the second time. This time, Mississippi State had a COVID-19 issue within their team. They only have 6 available players. So Kentucky was idle tonight and will be coming in here to play Tennessee. I believe that's a 3:00 game. It's also the We Back Pat game. Tennessee is in quite a stretch. Counting Ole Miss, and then tonight, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The next 8 games, only 2 are at home. Six. That's my dog. 6 are on the road. Obviously, Kentucky come home for that. They got to go to Georgia. They got to go to Auburn. They host Arkansas. Then they go to Florida and go to UConn. So Tennessee's going to find out a whole lot about themselves in these next 6 games. Glenda Hoover said our guards didn't help by dribbling into a corner and picking up their dribble. Yeah, when you get into that, because you at this point by trapping right at center court, it's a nice way to trap if your team will buy into it, because you can't go backwards. If you go backwards, it's going to be an over and back call. And then when you pick up your dribble, you're literally trapped in that corner. And if the tendency is to pick it up, because then you're probably going to get a held ball if you don't. That one adjustment they made was to keep the ball in the center of the court, and Jordan Horston, of course, was able to do that. And then so were Brooklyn and Jordan Walker. Keep that ball more in the center and get rid of it. They made a couple long passes, got away with a couple of them, but also got some and found them to open shooters. So it's an interesting defense. A lot of teams can't effectively do it because you really got to buy in, because you've got that many people flooding the ball. There's no help behind you. So it's an interesting defense to watch. It'll become an interesting series. So, but Jordan Horston had plenty of help tonight. Let's see. I think Ray Burrell looked good. 11 shots, 11 points, 7 of 9 from the line. Tamari Key ended up with 10 points and 7 boards. So that was a good night for her. Tess Darby hit one of Tennessee's threes. Tennessee only hit 3 of them. Horston had 1, Tess Darby had 1, and Jordan Walker had 1. And for Vanderbilt, Moore led them with 16 points, and Brene Alexander, of course. Vanderbilt's got a lot of Tennessee players on their roster, so they're always motivated for this game anyway. And Ayanna Moore got going late. She was really a big part of that run that Vanderbilt made in the 4th quarter. As far as turnovers, there were too many, but they had 9 in or I think it was 9 in the first half. Yes, and then deep into the second half, they only had 13. They'd kept it to 4, and then there was a flurry of them again, and they ended up with 18. Vanderbilt had 8. Tennessee won the boards, of course, 50-40. Kelly probably won't like the fact that Vandy got 40, but they still won the boards. Vandy also had 17 offensive rebounds. That's going to be a tad too many. And Vandy shot 27%. Tennessee leads the nation in field goal percentage, and that continues to be the case. Tennessee is definitely hanging its hat on its defense and rebounding. The team will, as Kelly pointed out, they're on a sleeper bus. It's not a bus. They have a sleeper bus, I guess, is exactly what it sounds like. You're able to not sit in the seat, but get vertical, which can give you some sleep on the way home. The players, I bet, are tired. Like I said, it's a long day. I mean, your body's still in tune to being a daytime person, and then you got to wait all day to play. It's always a challenge, but like I said, postseason, you can have late tips in postseason. So you got to get ready for any tip time. So it's good to have a game like this. Dwayne said it seemed like Vandy's rebounds were long and we had trouble putting a body on them. Yeah, those long threes are difficult to rebound because the way they carry them off the rim or the back of the rim, they go over the post. They go out of the paint. So, but yeah, you make up for that by finding somebody in a box out. But long rebounds are tricky and not always easy to snare. The overall stats look pretty good. Tennessee shot 42%, which is pretty good. I mean, it's anytime you shoot 40 or more, it's good. They were 70% from the free throw line. Started out really well from the free throw line. 70% is still good and an improvement. Definitely want to push that up closer to 75%. Tennessee won the points in the paint 28-10. That's kind of expected. Vandy won the second chance points 12-10. So Tennessee won't like that because they really want to win those second chance points and dominate the glass. They still prevailed on the glass 50-40. But as somebody pointed out, a win over Vandy is all. Kathy said, anytime we beat Vandy, it's a good game. Yes, no, it is a rivalry that means a lot. Kelly played in it 9 times, twice a season, obviously, for 4 years, also an SEC tournament, won all 9 games. So Kelly does not know what it's like to lose to Vandy, and she sure as heck doesn't want to start as a head coach. So it's definitely a good win for everybody. Let me put up our sponsors while we're doing this. Find my little list here. Alexis Hornbuckle basketball. She is taking clients now in 2022. As you know, Just Pass It tutoring. You can get good grades, do it online. You can do it anywhere. Collective Unfiltered. That's the Monday night show. Orange Mountain Designs, of course, and the Gold Standard Fitness and Sports Performance Training. Those of you who follow Tap 40 Grill. Can't forget about Billy Ratliff's Tap 40 Grill. So go over there and get you good beverages and good pizza and good food. If you follow Orange Mountain Designs social media, you'll see that Tamari Key and Jordan Horston will be over at Orange Mountain Designs in Alcoa, the Gill Street store, on Monday afternoon to sign autographs, and masks are required if you go. Trying to think if I have I think it's check Orange Mountain Designs social media. I can look real quick, and I think I know it's like midday-ish, or let me look real fast before I tell y'all what time to go, and then somebody's actually listening to me and it's the wrong time. 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. They will be in store signing autographs, and face masks will be required. The store is on Gill Street in Alcoa. You basically, it's turned at the Kroger. You'll run right into it. It's got surface parking out there. So if anybody is off work Monday or is not otherwise obligated Monday, and you want to get an autograph from 2 of the NIL athletes for the Lady Vols, head over. And I'm fighting cats here. A rather funny moment during the post game. I had another cat, and Jordan Horston noticed the cat, and y'all know she loves cats because she has her own cat. And I had to repeat the question because she got so distracted by the cat peeking into the screen. So it's a little hard in my house to do these things when you've got this many cats. Denise said, I woke up Wednesday to the news that a local girl class had committed to UConn. Was here a couple weeks back. Yeah, Denise, at first I was surprised by that, and then I wasn't. Apparently UConn was her dream school. Tennessee did all it could, but that was where she wanted to go. Tennessee will be fine. I mean, I wish her the best. Seems like a good kid, obviously an excellent shooter. And I think Tennessee will be fine. They're in on a lot of players. Kelly has also shown she can maximize every player she gets on the roster. I can't remember what Tamari Key was ranked in high school. Tamari Key wasn't even a McDonald's All-American. I think she was in the 40s in high school. And look at her. She's one of the best players in the SEC, and no doubt a top draft pick when she enters the draft in 2023. So Dwayne said 47th and Ray 43. So Thank you, Dwayne, for that. I have always said don't pay attention to those ranking numbers. They don't mean anything. They really don't mean anything in college. And there you got two players that 47 and 43, and they're two of the best players in the SEC. I mean, Ray Burrell, obviously end of the season as an SEC Player of the Year candidate. The injury going to affect that, but she looked good today. She's getting back in the rhythm. Kelly did say, if you know, in terms of evaluating the game, she thought there were too many quick shots at times to open the game, especially. She thought the Tennessee could have gotten the ball inside more, needed to. She also pointed out sometimes it got inside and the shot was missed, so she understood that. But I think Tennessee, the flow just wasn't there the way it has been. And part of that, I think, is Vandy's defense, the late tip. And you're going to have games like that where you got to grind them out. But bottom line, Tennessee won the game. Denise asked, real good kid, do you think Gino will be around to see class of 2023 through graduation? I have no idea. Probably depends on how he's doing, how the team's doing. I honestly have no idea. I hadn't even thought about that. So I can't really give any insight on that. Trying to think if there's any other stats y'all need. It is late. I still have to write a game story. I do not like these 9 o'clock tips, but I will live with them because you have to. But I am not a fan of 9 o'clock tips. Kelly said it was way past her bedtime. I think it's probably way past everybody's bedtime. But it's a good win. It's a win in the SEC. I guess y'all saw Missouri took LSU to overtime in Baton Rouge. This conference is just crazy. Texas A&M got beat by South Carolina. It was a close game, I think, at halftime, and then South Carolina just blew it open. So it's going to be an interesting next 2 months in the SEC, to say the least. Obviously, Tennessee's got a heck of a stretch in front of them. Kentucky will be highly motivated coming in here. And then it is a series of road games. Like I said, they go to Georgia, they go to Auburn, come back and host Arkansas. You know, Arkansas is going to want revenge, then go to Florida and go to UConn. So Tennessee better keep its bags packed. And in the middle of all that, classes will start right before they go on the road to Auburn. They're not too far along from getting back to class. So I'm glad y'all stayed up. Glad y'all made it. Everybody try to get some sleep. Stay safe, and I will see y'all back here on the virtual world of Restream after the game against Kentucky on Sunday. So y'all be good, be safe. Go Lady Vols. Peace.